All right. Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready for a deep dive. Let's do it.
Perfect. So today we're focusing on a pretty crucial Serie A matchup. We've got Venezia going up against Lecce.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Both of these teams they're fighting, right? They're battling it out to stay out of that relegation zone.
Yeah, they're right down there in the thick of it. Every point is absolutely massive for both of these clubs. This is could be a real turning point kind of game for them.
Yeah, for sure. And what makes this one I think, even more interesting is we've got some really kind of cool historical stats and some individual player performances we could look at too that kind of put a little extra spice on things.
Absolutely. I think this one, you said it right. This isn't just your average match. It's a six-pointer,
Yeah.
A win for either side, man. It's a huge swing, could really change the outlook of their season.
Yeah.
But a loss, ouch.
Right. Yeah, huge implications. So let's talk about Venezia a little bit. They've been showing some signs of life, right?
Yeah.
In their last 4 matches, they've managed to grab half of their total points for the whole season, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they've definitely picked up some steam. Those 2 home wins are a big reason for that.
And another thing that's kind of fun, they've never actually beaten Lecce in the top flight.
Yeah.
So could this be their chance? I mean, could we see a little bit of history made here?
It's definitely possible, although their home form has been a little, up and down, to say the least. They kind of alternate wins and losses. It's kind of a weird pattern.
Really?
Yeah, so their last home game was a loss, which if you, follow that pattern, suggests a win might be coming, but who knows? Is it a reliable trend or is it just a fluke? That's the big question.
It's a really strange pattern. And even if they DO win at home, they've got to figure out how to crack Lecce's defense. And that's where things get a little bit complicated, right? Because Lecce's having some big-time trouble finding the back of the net.
Yeah, they're struggling to score goals. To put it bluntly, they have the fewest goals in any of the Big 5 European leagues.
Wow.
And get this, they've been shut out in their last 7 away games, including all 6 this season. It's concerning.
7 in a row.
Yeah, they're actually on the verge of setting you could say a not-so-great record. 7 straight away games without a goal.
That's going to be tough.
It is. Historically, teams that have a hard time finding the net like that, they rarely survive the drop.
Yeah. Okay, so that sounds pretty bad for Lecce. But, I mean, if I remember correctly, didn't you say the last 2 teams that, went scoreless in 7 straightaway games, actually, they managed to stay up?
That's right. They did.
So, I mean, what makes you think that maybe Lecce could defy the odds this time?
Well, the thing is, both of those teams, they managed to kind of really tighten things up defensively. They became really, really hard to score on. And then they just grind out results, maybe a set piece here, counterattack there. They just find a way to snag a goal. And honestly, that could be the blueprint for Lecce, the survival blueprint. And we also can't forget, they just brought in a new coach.
Right, Marco Giampaolo.
Exactly. He replaced Luca Gotti. That could be the change they need. Maybe a fresh start will, give them that little spark.
Yeah. I mean, Giampaolo, he's known for his possession-based style, right? I mean, do you think he'll just jump right in and try to implement that with Lecce, even though they're really, really desperate for goals right now? Or, will he maybe be a little bit more pragmatic and, prioritize just getting results, however they come?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough spot for a new coach to be in. He needs to plug the holes at the back. They've got to stop leaking goals.
Yeah.
But they've got to find a way to score at the other end. It'll be fascinating to see how he approaches this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit, talk about some of these individual players.
Okay.
On the Venezia side, Hans Nicolussi Caviglia, he's a guy to keep an eye on, right? He's been on a bit of a scoring streak at home.
He has.
And there's this, it's maybe it's just a total coincidence, but there's this interesting pattern where whenever he scores, the other team, the away team, they end up scoring exactly 2 goals.
Interesting.
So, I don't know, is that just a total fluke, or could there be something tactical going on?
Well, it's a weird one, that's for sure. It could be that when he scores, Venezia kind of gets a little overconfident.
Right.
They push higher up the field, and that leaves them open to counterattacks, which is how those 2 goals are happening.
Makes sense.
Or maybe it is just a statistical anomaly. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, on the Lecce side, we got to talk about Nikola Kristovic.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's, he just had himself a hat trick for Montenegro.
He did. He's on fire.
And he's a guy who just seems to, he seems to know how to score that opening goal. So do you think, I mean, could this be his moment to like really break out in Serie A? Could this be his game?
He's definitely got the potential. The guy's a natural goal scorer, and let's face it, Lecce really, really needs someone to step up and give them some, some attacking firepower.
Yeah.
If he can play like he does at the international level for his club, I mean, who knows? He could be the key to them staying up.
All right. So before we wrap up, just one last stat that I found really interesting. 4 of Lecce's last 6 matches, including all 3 of their last away games, they've all been 1-goal games. So just tactically speaking, what are you expecting to see here? Do you think Venezia, will they kind of sit back, try to defend, try to protect their goal? Or, I mean, given how much Lecce struggles to score, do you think they'll go all-out attack and try to get an early lead?
Honestly, with how much is on the line in this one, and given how both of these teams have been struggling offensively, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into a real cagey tactical battle. I think both coaches are going to be terrified of conceding the first goal.
Yeah.
So we might see a lot of, really disciplined, organized defending.
Right. So it's going to be a tense one. All right. So to sum up, we've got 2 teams that absolutely need these points. We've got some really interesting and strange patterns emerging. We've got a new coach in Giampaolo who's trying to figure out how to get this team to score goals. And we've got some potentially game-changing players on both sides. I mean, it's shaping up to be a fascinating match.
Absolutely. It really is. Is Venezia going to take advantage of Lecce's scoring struggles and get that crucial win? Or will Giampaolo work his magic and pull off an upset? I am so excited to see how this one plays out.
Me too. All right, everyone, enjoy the match. We'll catch you back here soon for another deep dive.
See ya.
Bye.